This is the Tzedek v'Shalom Award, which means the Justice and Peace Award, and I am so pleased to present it for our third time to our board chair, Davidi Gilo.
Thank you.
And it falls
I got
apart.
instruction not to touch it.
I know, that's, no.
Wow.
Okay,
I got instruction not to touch it, so I don't. Good evening. Thank you, Yafa, for the kind word. I spent the last 25 years taking ideas, dream, innovation, and building technology companies around them. Most of those companies were based both in Israel and in the United States. And their success were capitalized on the strength of both places. Most of the company were pure startup. Young people came up with ideas to take on the establishment, changing the way people behave. Some of those companies fought monopolies. Others helped us see the world differently. 5 years ago, Jeremy and Daniel came to me with the idea of creating J Street. They were looking for a seed capital. As in technology, the risk was high. Many early attempts to establish an effective, progressive, pro-Israel, pro-peace voice in Washington has fallen short. I started demonstrating against Israel's occupation of Judea and Samaria when I was 14 years old. Few years after the '67 war. I continue in the early '80s with the Peace Now, and since then I backed many other initiatives, including the Geneva Initiative, Ayalon and Nusseibah, and others. In America, I supported the Israel Policy Forum and was early founder of the Jewish Peace Lobby in the '90s, because I realized that the road to peace has to pass through Washington, as it did in the first Camp David. Standing here tonight, 5 years after my first meeting with Jeremy and Daniel, at the end of energizing conference, I can say without hesitation that the decision to support J Street 5 years ago was one of my best investments. The return on this investment is infinite. I wish I could duplicate this kind of explosive growth in the business world. 5 years ago, I could not have imagined tonight. We are holding our third national conference with more than 2,500 attendees. We are the largest pro-peace, pro-Israel political action committee in Washington. And we are changing the political discourse among American Jews. Thanks to J Street, there is no longer a monopoly on our voice here in Washington and across the country. As in business, monopoly will put up a hard fight not to lose a market share. As in business, with a good message, effective organization, and with the wind at our back, even stronger monopolies succumb. Last year, Daniel and I visited campuses on the West Coast. Looking at where we are today and what we have accomplished, two things make me particularly happy. One is seeing the young generation, 650 students from over 125 campuses. Across our country, finding home for the humanistic value and the love for Israel. No longer do these two things has to be in contradiction. You are our future, not only the future of Israel, but also the future of our community here. I love the young generation. The second thing I see is what we have created together is not another Jewish organization. We are creating a movement. 44 local across the country. There is a J call in Europe. There is big support for us in Israel, as we saw in this movie. This movement is changing the face of American Jewish community and will establish new contract between Israel and the world Jewry. A contract based on love for Israel with emphasis on real Israeli security, and at the same time, we ask to be treated as partner, that our voice will be counted and will be included in the dialogue on the future of our homeland. It is spectacular to be here in this room with all of you. J Street in many ways my home, and it's always wonderful to be at home among friends. Before I start the thank you, I want to thank President Obama and the White House for sending two of his most senior staff, Valerie Jarrett and Tony Blinken, to speak to us today. I want to thank the entire J Street staff for putting all the hours and all the effort of putting this tremendous event. 2,500 attendee, more than 45 sessions, training, movie screening, book signing, plenaries, and the Gala. I especially want to thank my friend Jeremy Ben-Ami. As in technology investment, you bet on the leader of the team. Jeremy, what you created here in such a short time and the team that you built around you is nothing short of a miracle. I'm very proud to be your partner. I want to thank all my fellow board members, the President Council, and everyone who supports J Street, whether is in this room or elsewhere. We are all as good as the support we receive from each other, and I'm always moved and impressed by the dedication of everyone at all levels to achieve our goal together. I want to thank my family and friends who made long trip to attend tonight, to my loving wife Ruth, to my wonderful kids, Adi, Elad, and Yael, and to Shamaya, special thanks for helping arranging the event, and to all my dear, dear friends, thank you very much for your support and love. You make big difference in my life. Thank you. The people of J Street, whether it's Jeremy or the board, or people holding house meeting back home or students on campus, we are all in this struggle for a single purpose, to make history. We know that the need to negotiate two-state solution between Israel and the Palestinian people has never been more urgent, and it will take all our effort to ensure that the American government does all it can to achieve that goal. I am proud to be a member of our organization and so very grateful for this award. Thank you all. Now, let me introduce our guest speaker, Ehud Olmert, my friend, and I know each other for well over a decade. Israel is a small place, and we have mutual friends, and Ehud helped me in various initiatives that I supported when he was in various government positions. We have not always been on the same side of the political fence, though. I've been protesting the occupation since '69, where Ehud was born into a family of strong supporters of the vision of Greater Israel, a vision he carried him into politics. But we must be clear, Ehud and I shared similar dedication to the health and well-being of the Jewish homeland. Ehud devoted his life to Israel, going into politics, serving years as Jerusalem deputy mayor, then mayor, then joining Prime Minister Ariel Sharon government, and then leading the country as the Prime Minister himself. These are actions of a man for whom the future of Israel is of primary importance. After the Second Intifada, it cleared to me that Ehud came to a new understanding of what it would take to truly secure Israel's Jewish and democratic future. Much to the surprise and often great worry of his fellow political traveler, Ehud began to talk openly about two-state solution. He was the first minister in Ariel Sharon government to talk about withdrawal from Gaza and part of the West Bank in his speech at Ben-Gurion grave, I think in 2004. Three or four, yeah. Occupation was clearly destroying Israel from within, and Ehud further recognized the harsh demographic truth. If Israel wanted to remain Jewish and democratic homeland, the dream of greater Israel could not be realized. I think we sometimes underestimate the enormity of this kind of paradigm shift. For someone who was raised in the home driven by the teaching of Zev Jabotinsky, to say we have to give up land represents almost a bombshell of thought. And in this, Ehud thinking reflects that of a lot of people in this room. Many of us once thought a different approach to peace and security was possible, but when faced with reality, didn't look away, instead choosing to embrace the need to end the conflict and pursue such agreement as the best possible expression of our dedication to Israel. And Ehud has not stopped working for that goal since. As he wrote in the New York Times recently, Israelis simply do not have the luxury of spending more time postponing a solution. Now it's the time. There will be no better one. I will bring him up here in just a minute, but first I want to say just one more thing. Ehud is famously married to a wonderful woman, Alisa, and a father of 5 children who have long been to the left of him politically. In Israel, those things happened. As we sit here in this room, surrounded by like thinkers, preparing to lobby on the Hill tomorrow, and then go home to our family and communities, where many people may still fear the very idea of negotiation. Think about the Olmert family. Think about power of love and respect. Think about the power we have to change the way our family and our community talk about Israel and the conflict. If we want to make history, that's the only way we'll be able to do it, by winning over who may not yet see what we see. I'm grateful to Ehud Olmert for his leadership on the question of two-state solution and deeply admire his courage and conviction. We are honored to have him here tonight. Please welcome Ehud Olmert.